The elephant. When God created a giant with a gentle heart, what if one of the most powerful animals on earth was designed not merely to survive but to remember, to recognize voices after years of separation, to protect the weak, to stay close to family, to communicate across distances humans cannot fully perceive, to use enormous strength with extraordinary control, and perhaps most moving of all, to form bonds so deep that separation and loss can visibly change its behavior? The elephant is a giant, but its greatness is not found only in its size. Look closely, and you begin to see something far more profound. A body engineered for tremendous power, a trunk capable of both force and astonishing delicacy, a mind shaped for memory, learning, cooperation, and social life, a family structure in which experience can become a matter of survival. And behind all of this is a question worth asking. Why would the Creator give such an enormous animal such an extraordinary capacity for gentleness? Today, we are going beyond the familiar image of the elephant, beyond the tusks, beyond the trunk, beyond the massive body. Because when you truly examine this animal, you discover something remarkable. The elephant does not merely demonstrate strength. It challenges our definition of strength itself. And by the end of this journey, you may never look at an elephant the same way again. A giant built with precision. Stand beside an adult elephant, and the first impression is almost overwhelming. Everything about it appears enormous. The legs resemble pillars. The head is massive. The ears can dominate its silhouette. The trunk seems almost too extraordinary to be real. And yet the elephant is not simply an animal made larger. Its entire body is coordinated around the demands of being a giant. An adult African elephant can weigh several tons. That means every step requires tremendous structural support. Its limbs must carry a mass that would crush the bodies of most terrestrial animals. Its joints must endure years of movement. Its circulatory system must supply an enormous body. Its digestive system must process large quantities of plant material. Its skin must protect it from sun, insects, vegetation, and injury. And then there is the challenge that every massive land animal faces: heat. A large body can retain enormous amounts of heat. So look at the elephant's ears. In African elephants especially, those enormous ears are not simply decorative. They contain extensive networks of blood vessels. As blood moves through them, the ears can help the animal manage body heat. The elephant may flap them, increasing air movement across their surface. Something that appears simple becomes part of an elegant biological system. But even this is only the beginning. Because hanging from the elephant's face is one of the most versatile biological structures found in the animal kingdom: the trunk. Power and delicacy in one design. Imagine being able to push down vegetation, then moments later delicately investigate something tiny. Imagine using the same structure to breathe, smell, touch, communicate, gather food, handle water, explore objects, and interact socially. That is the elephant's trunk. It is essentially an extraordinary fusion and elongation of the nose and upper lip. But calling it a nose hardly captures what it can do. The trunk contains an astonishing network of muscles and muscle fascicles. It has no bones running through it. Instead, muscular control allows it to bend, twist, shorten, lengthen, stiffen, and move with remarkable precision. Watch an elephant use its trunk. One moment, it may pull at a branch. Another moment, it may investigate another elephant's face. It can draw water into the trunk and then pour that water into its mouth. It can spray water or dust across its body. It can smell the environment. It can touch family members. It can manipulate food. It can investigate unfamiliar objects. And the contrast is breathtaking. A creature weighing thousands of kilograms possesses an organ capable of astonishingly delicate movement. Power and precision exist in the same body. And perhaps there is a lesson here already. We often imagine strength as something rough, something loud, something that dominates. But the elephant demonstrates another possibility. True strength does not have to destroy what is fragile. Strength can possess control. And control may be one of the highest expressions of power. The tusks. Beauty that became a danger. Then there are the tusks. Elephant tusks are enlarged in incisor teeth. They can serve many purposes. Elephants may use them to dig, manipulate objects, strip bark, move obstacles, or defend themselves. They can be magnificent. But tragically, the very feature that makes elephants so recognizable has also made them targets. Ivory has been desired by humans for generations. And because of that desire, countless elephants have been killed. There is something deeply disturbing about this. A structure given to an animal as part of its life became a reason for humans to take that life away. And this forces us to confront an uncomfortable question. What does our treatment of creation reveal about us? If we believe the living world is the work of a creator, then animals are not merely objects waiting to be converted into profit. They are living creatures occupying a world we did not create. Admiration should lead to responsibility. Wonder should lead to humility. And power over another creature should never become permission for cruelty. But perhaps nowhere is the elephant's extraordinary nature more visible than inside its mind. The mind of an elephant. There is a reason elephants have become symbols of memory. Their lives demand it. Imagine living across a landscape where water changes with the seasons, where food availability shifts, where danger can appear suddenly, where family members may separate and reunite, where knowledge accumulated across decades can determine whether others survive. Memory is not a luxury in such a world. It can become a survival tool. Older females, particularly experienced matriarchs, can play enormously important roles in elephant societies. They may possess knowledge younger elephants do not yet have. Knowledge of routes, water sources, threats, other elephants, seasonal changes, and social relationships. This means an elderly elephant is not simply an older body. She may represent something far more valuable: living knowledge. Think about that. In a world obsessed with youth, the elephant family reminds us that age can carry something strength alone cannot provide: experience, memory, judgment, history. The herd may contain young bodies capable of learning, but the older members carry years of information. And suddenly the elephant herd begins to look less like a random collection of animals and more like a society connected across generations. A family led by experience. Elephant social life is especially remarkable among females. Female elephants and their young often live within close social networks. At the center of a family group is typically an experienced female, the matriarch. She does not lead because she is wearing a crown. She leads because experience matters. She has lived through droughts. She has encountered dangers. She has traveled routes younger animals may never have seen. She has interacted with other elephants. She has survived. Her knowledge can influence the decisions of the family. And when danger approaches, the response of elephants can be extraordinary. Adults may position themselves protectively around calves. The youngest, the smallest, weakest, and least experienced can become the center of attention. Pause on that image. Several enormous animals capable of tremendous physical force using that force not to dominate the smallest member, but to protect it. What an extraordinary picture of power. The vulnerable animal is not treated as worthless because it is weak. Its weakness becomes a reason for protection. And perhaps humanity has something to learn from that. The long childhood of an elephant. An elephant calf enters the world with much to learn. Its trunk alone requires practice. Young calves may initially appear awkward with it. They must gradually learn how to coordinate this extraordinary structure. They observe. They imitate. They explore. They remain close to adults. And elephant childhood lasts for years. Why? Because becoming an elephant requires more than simply growing a large body. It requires learning how to live within a complex social world. Who belongs to the family? How should one respond to danger? Where can water be found? How does one interact with other elephants? What should be avoided? How does one use the trunk efficiently? How does one move through the landscape? Much of this knowledge is gained through experience and social learning. The calf is therefore surrounded not merely by bodies but by teachers. And there is something beautiful in that. The Creator designed many animals with instincts powerful enough to guide much of their behavior from the beginning. But elephants also depend heavily on learning. They are born into relationships. They grow through relationships. And they survive partly because of relationships. Their story reminds us that intelligence is not only the ability to solve a problem alone. Sometimes intelligence is the ability to learn from those who came before us. the secret language we cannot fully hear. Now the elephant becomes even more mysterious. Imagine standing in the African savanna. You see elephants in the distance. Everything seems quiet. But the landscape may not be as silent as it appears. Elephants communicate using a wide range of sounds. Some vocalizations contain very low frequencies. These low-frequency calls can travel substantial distances under favorable conditions. Humans may hear only part of what is happening. To us, the landscape can seem almost silent. To elephants, it may contain information. Calls, identity, location, social signals, perhaps warnings, perhaps contact between separated animals. There is something humbling about this. Human beings often assume that if we cannot perceive something, little is happening. But creation constantly reminds us how limited our senses are. There are wavelengths of light our eyes cannot see, frequencies our ears cannot hear, chemical signals our noses cannot detect, magnetic information some animals appear able to use in ways we are still studying. Reality is larger than human perception. The elephant's world reminds us that creation was not designed around the limits of our senses. And perhaps that should make us more humble about everything we think we understand. Feeling through the ground. Communication may not stop with the air. Elephants are also sensitive to vibrations traveling through the ground. Their feet and bodies can detect seismic information. Imagine the implications. A giant animal standing quietly on the earth may be receiving information through vibrations beneath it. The ground itself becomes part of the communication environment. The feet that appear to exist simply to support enormous weight may also contribute to the animal's perception of its surroundings. Again, we encounter the same pattern. Nothing is as simple as it first appears. The ear is not merely an ear. The trunk is not merely a nose. The feet are not merely supports. The herd is not merely a crowd. The matriarch is not merely the oldest elephant. The more deeply we examine the animal, the more layers appear. And this is one reason the study of creation can inspire such wonder. Knowledge does not necessarily make the world less mysterious. Sometimes knowledge reveals just how much mystery was hidden beneath the surface. When elephants face death. But there is another side to elephant behavior. One that has fascinated researchers and observers for generations. Elephants sometimes show unusual interest in the bodies and bones of dead elephants. They may approach remains, touch them, investigate them with their trunks, remain near them. Researchers must be cautious about describing animal emotions in purely human terms. We cannot simply enter an elephant's mind and ask what it feels. But we can observe behavior. And what we observe suggests that death is socially significant to elephants. Their responses to dead companions can differ from their reactions to ordinary objects in the environment. And this raises profound questions. What does an elephant understand about death? What does it remember? What does separation mean to an animal whose social bonds may last for decades? Science can document behavior. It can measure, compare, observe, record. But there remains an interior world we cannot fully access. And perhaps that is important. Not every mystery disappears simply because we give it a scientific name. The extraordinary memory of relationship. Elephants can maintain social knowledge over long periods. Recognition matters because elephant society is complex. An individual must navigate relationships not only within its immediate family but sometimes across wider networks of elephants. Smell, sound, experience, and memory all contribute to this social world. Imagine how many encounters may be stored across the lifetime of an elephant that lives for decades. A young calf begins with little experience. Years pass. Seasons change. Drought comes and goes. Calves are born. Individuals disappear. Groups separate. Groups meet again. Threats are encountered. Landscapes change. And eventually that young elephant becomes one of the experienced animals. Knowledge has accumulated inside a living mind. There is no written map. No notebook. No digital archive. Yet information survives. The landscape exists not only around the elephant. In a sense, part of the landscape exists inside its memory. The landscape engineer. And elephants do not merely live within ecosystems. They can reshape them. An elephant may push over vegetation, break branches, strip bark, dig, create or enlarge pathways, disperse seeds through its movements and dung, access water in places that may later benefit other animals. At first, a broken tree may look like destruction, but ecosystems are complex. Disturbance can create new opportunities. Opening dense vegetation can change access to plants. Dung returns nutrients and seeds to the environment. Trails become routes used by other animals. The elephant's enormous appetite and physical power can influence the structure of entire habitats. This is a crucial lesson. We often judge an event by looking at a single moment. A tree falls, and we see damage. An elephant feeds, and we see consumption. But creation operates through systems. What appears destructive at one scale can contribute to renewal at another. Life is interconnected in ways that are often invisible until we step back. Water, mud, and dust. Watch elephants during extreme heat. They may bathe, cover themselves with mud, throw dust over their bodies. To a casual observer, it can look playful, and sometimes it may be. But these behaviors also serve practical purposes. Mud and dust can help protect the skin. Water helps cool the body. Shade becomes important. Ear movement helps with heat management. The elephant uses the resources around it: earth, water, air, shade. Behavior and anatomy work together. This is a recurring principle throughout living creation. Survival rarely depends on one isolated feature. It depends on systems working together. The trunk helps the elephant access water. The ears assist with heat regulation. Behavior adds mud and dust. Social knowledge helps locate resources. Memory preserves information about the landscape. Strength allows travel and manipulation of the environment. No single feature explains the elephant. The whole animal must be understood together. The giant that can be frightened. Because elephants are so large, we sometimes imagine them as nearly invulnerable. They are not. Young elephants face predators. Adults can suffer injury. Drought can devastate populations. Habitat loss can restrict movement. Conflict with humans can become deadly. Poaching has killed enormous numbers of elephants. And this creates one of the greatest paradoxes in their story. An animal powerful enough to push over a tree can still be powerless against a bullet. An animal that may remember routes across vast landscapes cannot survive if those routes disappear. An animal built to travel cannot flourish when its world becomes fragmented into isolated pieces. Physical strength does not guarantee safety. And perhaps the elephant's vulnerability is part of what makes our responsibility toward it so serious. Human beings possess a kind of power elephants do not. We can change landscapes at enormous scales, build roads, create farms, establish protected areas, destroy habitats, enforce laws, ignore laws, kill, or protect. The question is not whether humanity has power. The question is, what kind of character will guide that power? When human and elephant worlds collide, conservation is not always simple. People living near elephants may face real challenges. Elephants can damage crops. They can destroy property. And encounters can sometimes become dangerous or fatal. It is easy for someone living thousands of miles away to say, just protect the elephants. But successful conservation must also consider the lives of human communities sharing the landscape. How can migration routes be preserved? How can farms be protected? How can dangerous encounters be reduced? How can local people benefit from conservation rather than bear all of its costs? These are difficult questions, and they reveal something important. Caring for creation requires more than emotion. It requires wisdom, responsibility, patience, knowledge, and cooperation. To admire an elephant in a documentary is easy. To build a world where both elephants and people can survive is much harder. But that is precisely why stewardship matters. The question of the creator. Now step back. Forget for a moment everything you know about elephants. Imagine seeing one for the first time. A land animal weighing several tons. A nose transformed into an extraordinarily versatile muscular organ. Huge ears filled with blood vessels. Teeth extending outward as tusks. Feet supporting tremendous weight. a brain capable of complex learning and memory, a family structured around long-term relationships, low-frequency communication traveling across landscapes, sensitivity to vibrations through the earth, calves learning over years, adults protecting young, experienced females carrying knowledge accumulated across decades. And ask yourself, why does such a creature exist? For a believer, the elephant is more than an evolutionary curiosity or biological machine. It is part of creation. Its complexity does not compete with scientific investigation. Science allows us to examine the mechanisms. Faith asks us to consider meaning, origin, responsibility, and the one behind creation. The deeper we study the elephant, the more extraordinary the mechanisms become. And perhaps this is one of the great privileges of science. It allows us to look more closely at what God has made. A microscope does not remove wonder. Knowledge does not have to eliminate worship. Understanding how something works does not answer every question about why there is something to understand in the first place. Strength redefined. Perhaps the greatest lesson of the elephant is not anatomical. It is philosophical. Human beings have often associated greatness with domination. The strongest army, the largest empire, the loudest voice, the person with the most power. But look at the elephant. Its body possesses immense strength, yet some of its most memorable behaviors involve gentleness. A trunk capable of tearing vegetation can touch another elephant delicately. Adults capable of tremendous force can surround and protect a calf. An experienced matriarch does not need a crown to be valuable. Her importance lies in what she knows and what that knowledge means for others. The elephant teaches us something we easily forget. Power is not proven by how much you can destroy. Sometimes power is revealed by what you are strong enough to protect. The wisdom of the old. There is another lesson hidden in elephant society. Modern culture often celebrates what is new. New technology, new trends, new faces, new ideas. But elephant families remind us of the value of accumulated experience. The older female may remember what the younger ones have never encountered. A drought from decades earlier, a distant water source, a dangerous location, the identity of other elephants. Knowledge earned slowly through life. Remove that experience, and something greater than one individual can be lost. This principle reaches far beyond elephants. Families, communities, civilizations. Human beings also carry knowledge across generations. And when we stop listening to those who remember what we have never experienced, we may repeat dangers they already learned to survive. The elephant does not need philosophy to teach this lesson. Its life demonstrates it. The value of the small. Then look again at the calf. It contributes little physical strength to the herd. It has little experience. It requires protection. It must learn. By the standards of pure usefulness, it is one of the least capable members of the family. And yet adults protect it. Its vulnerability does not make it worthless. Its dependence does not remove its value. Perhaps that should challenge us. A society reveals much about itself through the way it treats those who cannot repay protection with power. Children, the elderly, the weak, the vulnerable. The elephant family cannot give us human morality, but it can give us an image worth remembering. Great bodies standing around a small one. Strength forming a wall around weakness. Creation is deeper than it looks. The elephant also teaches us something about the world itself. From a distance, we see an animal. Come closer, and we see anatomy. Look deeper, and we discover physiology. Look deeper again, and we find cognition, social relationships, communication, memory, ecology, behavior, generational knowledge, interactions with entire landscapes. And every answer produces another question. That pattern appears throughout creation. A leaf becomes a world of cells. A drop of water becomes an ecosystem. A night sky becomes billions of stars. A living body becomes trillions of coordinated processes. The more closely we look, the less ordinary the ordinary becomes. Perhaps wonder is not something we lose when we become educated. Perhaps true knowledge teaches us how much there is to wonder about. A creature we did not design. Human beings can build extraordinary machines. Machines that lift enormous weights. machines that calculate billions of operations, machines that travel beyond Earth. And yet no human engineer designed the first elephant. We did not design its trunk. We did not teach the first elephant mother to care for her calf. We did not invent the social bonds of the herd. We did not construct the first elephant brain. We did not establish the ecosystems in which elephants became woven into relationships with plants, water, soil, and other animals. We arrived in a world already filled with astonishing life. And perhaps one of humanity's greatest mistakes is behaving as though everything we did not create belongs to us without limit. It does not. If creation belongs ultimately to the Creator, then humanity is not its absolute owner. We are participants, caretakers, observers, students. And our intelligence gives us not only greater ability but greater responsibility. Final message: the giant with a gentle heart. So the next time you see an elephant, do not look only at its size. Look at the contradictions. A giant capable of gentleness. A powerful animal dependent on family. A creature with extraordinary memory living in a constantly changing world. A body capable of reshaping landscapes and a life that can be destroyed by a single human decision. Look at the trunk. Power and precision. Look at the herd. Strength and relationship. Look at the matriarch. Age and wisdom. Look at the calf. Weakness surrounded by protection. Look at the enormous ears. Anatomy serving survival. Listen to the low calls traveling across distances. Remember the vibrations moving through the ground beneath their feet. And then ask yourself, what kind of creator makes a giant like this? Perhaps an elephant was never meant to teach us a sermon. But creation speaks nevertheless. It tells us that strength can be gentle, that intelligence can serve relationship, that age can carry treasure, that vulnerability can deserve protection, that no creature exists completely alone, and that the world is filled with wonders humanity did not create. The elephant does not need a crown. It does not need a throne. It does not need to announce its greatness. It simply walks across the earth carrying within its enormous body a combination of strength, memory, intelligence, vulnerability, and connection that continues to astonish us. And perhaps that is the deepest lesson. When we look carefully at God's creation, we are not merely learning about animals. We are learning humility. Because every new discovery reminds us, we did not make this world. We entered it. We inherited its beauty. We were given the ability to study it. And with that knowledge comes a choice. We can exploit what we did not create, or we can protect it. We can look at an elephant and see ivory, or we can see life. We can see several tons of flesh and bone, or we can see one more extraordinary example of how deep, complex, and astonishing the Creator's work truly is. And maybe the greatest tribute we can offer the elephant is not simply to admire it, but to allow future generations to stand in awe of it too. Because a world in which elephants still walk freely is richer than a world in which they survive only in photographs. And when a herd disappears beyond the horizon, the matriarch leading, the calves protected between enormous bodies, low voices traveling across the landscape, we are left with a final thought. The greatness of creation is not measured only by what God made powerful. It can also be seen in what He made powerful enough to be gentle.